Hey, what up, everybody? We are back with another standard video. Now, here's the thing. Y'all are coming in at a weird time because I already started the league for this video, so let's just kind of wind things back and talk about the type of deck that we're playing, and then I'll run through that first match real quick, just give y'all the highlights of it. But this deck is something that I'm kind of testing out. So there have been versions of mono red that I've played. There have been versions of dragons that I've played. What if we just smash those decks together into this weird little monstrosity? All right, now the deck itself fairly straightforward. We got Sarkon, cares about dragons. Behold them. He makes a treasure token. Dragon enters, give him a 1/1 counter, make him fly, and he also becomes a dragon. Cool. Twin Moth Stormbrood, dragon. Nova Hellkite, dragon. Torian Mauler, dragon. Behold all of them. Easy peasy. The rest of the deck, the red package that you see alongside it. Hired Claw, some Plasma Bolts. This is where things get different. We're running Emberheart Challenger because Magda's nice and all, but Magda's just helping you ramp. You need a little bit more aggression if you want to do well in this standard format. Sure, being able to potentially turn for a Nova Hellkite is kind of rad, but you're probably going to be able to still turn 4, turn 5. You're still playing it on curve most of the time, so not that big of an issue. Some Screaming Nemesis. Couple copies of Sunspine Links. Now, this deck, if you've played with or against the Red Dragons list before, you're used to it running some number of Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. A good card because it lets you tutor the dragons for 4, but we're running Secluded Courtyard. Now, there's a reason why. That reason is the area that I'm in is bereft. Every single LGS is cleared out of Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. So, we're running Secluded Courtyard as our means of actually casting some of our white dragon spells. Now, definitely Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon is probably just a bit better because it lets you, for 4, tutor a dragon up. Sure, fine. We can all agree that that's good. But being able to cast Twin Maw with it, or our sideboard Clarion Conquerors, feels incredible. Now, this deck is also running 4 copies of Rockface Village. Why? Because Torian Mauler is also a lizard. It's also a mouse. In an earlier version of this deck, I had actually tried doing a 3-3 split of Emberheart Challenger and Manifold Mouse, and while it definitely works, it does feel a little iffy, especially when you don't have as many removal spells, burn spells as you would realistically like to have. So, it's a little bit of a trade-off. Sideboard, Clarion Conqueror. Why? Vivi, Cauldron. The menace of the standard format has to be dealt with in some way. And sure, you can abrade, you can suplex all you want. But the only way to really shut those decks down for any length of time is to just throw a Clarion Conqueror on the battlefield, stop them from activating those abilities, and then just hoping that you can get there and pray that they don't have a Torch the Tower or an Into the Flood Maw to deal with this. But it's also a 3-3 flyer in the air, so just kind of soar over everything. Rest of the sideboard about what you would expect out of a red deck: Sunspine Links, Obliterating Bolt, Pyroclasm, Fire Magic, Torch the Tower, which I'm just running as a 3 of because we don't really have any good means of actually getting rid of it or getting it to the bargain ability, so these could probably be any number of other things. If we wanted to lean harder into white, I'm sure we could maybe throw some white spells here and throw a couple of like dual lands here in the main, some Sacred Foundries or something. I'm just not too keen on running them with the Sunspine links. And 2 copies of Ghost Vacuum for graveyard things. Easy enough. Now, we're starting off this league 1-0. We beat a Jeskai weapons manufacturing deck, which, sweet deck, but Sunspine Links carries in a format where 3-color decks want to try and do things. This is a Punisher card, and it's the main reason for me still wanting to play any type of red deck in this format. It's going to punish decks like Naya Yuna. It's going to punish any Jeskai decks. It's got some game against control, Jeskai control, just so many things. But hey, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Give that subscribe button a nice little charring bite. Take a notch out of it. Make it extra crispy. And I'll see you guys in match number 2, technically. Alright, match number 2. We're going to be on the play. Opponent saying GLHF. That's never a good sign. Alright, well, this hand's kind of trash. I think we got to shoot this one back. This hand's a little bit better, but we are definitely hurting for any early game spells. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and start off with a mountain and pass. Oh, they are Demir. Okay, well, our turn 3 plays are definitely going to be doing things. Alright, opponent goes for a Azure Beastbinder. Alright, let's honestly go ahead and just play Sarkhan here. And then we will Behold a Dragon. We'll play this out. And we'll name Dragon with it. And then we'll say go. So, hopefully this opponent's just going to do some really basic things. Like, they're just going to... Oh, Tragic Trajectory, that's definitely an issue. And they turn this into a useless artifact. That's not good for us. Holy. Alright, well, I really just want to go for this Taurian Mauler at this point. Like, yeah. Alright. Let's see what you got, opponent. Yep, Phantom Interference. That's pretty solid. Alright. Opponent's got another land, another Beastbinder. Thankfully, this means they don't have Kaido. Okay, well, we have another Sarkhan? I mean... if they have a, like, black removal spell, yeah, they've got it. Oh, brother. Okay, that's not good for us. So they're swinging in for 2. They're going to turn off this thing again. They're probably going to Kaido at this point. Yeah. Alright, opponent hits us. They get a Kaido. They put a Kaido and another Kaido in the yard. That's crazy. Alright, well, let's warp. Thankfully, we can kill this Kaido. Feels a little bad that we can't really do much else here. Alright, so they got 3 Kaidos in the yard. Play the Beastbinder. Throw that down. Alright, good news. We can play this and deal 2 to them. Bad news. We do just kind of sit here looking silly. Alright, Our opponent gets to swing in with 2 more 1/1s. That's looking a little bit brutal. Alright, well, that's dead now, for sure. I don't want them getting any more value off of that. They get to turn off this treasure token again, which is crazy. God, this opponent's really just had the, like, long game ready. Alright, which one of the... Ooh. Ooh, that's not good. That's not bueno. Alright. Well. Yep. Sick. Turn it into a vanilla 5/4. And then you're going to turn it into a 2/2. Have the ability to just start beating face for so much damage. I don't know how we're actually getting out of this situation. Because that is 8, 7. Oh, that's a lot. That's so much. That's 10 that opponent is swinging for right now. Okay. Well, they're turning that into a 2/2. They're milling us. We will happily block there. Oh, God, and they have another one. Yeah, we just lose here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there's no way out. Because they can block. We can block that, and then we're taking at least 2. Yeah, we gotta scoop this one up, man. Alright, so game 2. Alright, what do we want to sideboard against this opponent? Definitely not this Clarion Conqueror. This Pyroclasm almost seems good enough. But let's bring in these Obliterating Bolts and Abrades. Probably just going to take out these Plasma Bolts because they're a little too weak. And maybe... I want to go down a Hellkite and down a Charmaw, but I don't think we should. Oh, God. It's like, there's so many spells that you want to cut, and these Burst Lightnings definitely seem chief among them right now. Alright, let's do it like that. Run it back. Alright, on the play. This is a significantly better hand, so we'll keep. Alright. I mean, we still don't have anything until turn 3. But at least we do have some reactive plays we can make. Alright, we need a land. Land and we're cooking. Land and we are cooking. I did say we were cooking. Alright, Torian Mauler. Opponent cannot shoot the Sheriff this, which is great. They can, however, and I think they're going to, Flood Pits it. Yep. Absolutely put a counter on it. Put 2 different types of counters on it, opponent. Alright. We getting Kaido'd? Ooh, Preacher. Okay. Okay. I see you, opponent. I see what you're doing, and I will raise you a Nova Hellkite. Alright, so opponent can do something with this Preacher. It's Strategic betrayal's so good. Alright. Yep. Well, here's a Taurian Mauler. You have a counter spell. No! Okay. Yeah, we kind of saw that one coming. Oil Deep. Hold up now. This is a mid-range deck. Goodness. Alright, well, they're going to take this a braid. I'd be remiss if I were them and I didn't take it. Because now it's like I have to point 2 removal spells at it. Or a... Well... I mean... We could... just warp this in, kill that, and say go. I mean, we can block, but they've probably got a removal spell. Yeah. Yep. Getting in for 7, down to 6. I don't think we're coming out of this one, unfortunately. Alright, let's cast this, destroy target artifact. Good news is we can do that. And we have the ability to kill something here. Alright, well. If opponent has a counterspell. Alright, we're taking 3. Do you have the removal spell? Yes, you do. Alright, good games, opponent. See you guys in match number 3. Alright, match number 3. We're going to be on the draw. Alright, so playing against Kaya, who starts off with a Sacred Foundry. Interesting. In a starting town. Oh no. She's playing weapons manufacturing. Alright, so we need to just outspeed Kaya at this point. Reveal that Taurian Mauler. Let's see if we can get there. We're going to have to be a lot faster than she is. And there is the Jeskai mana for repurposing Bay. Get your thing there. Alright. Well, I think we just have to... Ugh. This is actually a very difficult question that I think we gotta ask ourselves. We gotta do this. Alright. Swinging that... We're going to take 2 that she's probably going to point at our Taurian Mauler. Yeah. And then probably getting the... Ooh, Enigma Jewel. Oh, that's so bad for us. Dusk Rose Reliquary deals another 2. That takes that. Yikes. Okay. And we don't have a mana. Oh, this is brutal. Alright, well, I guess the good news is she only has 1 mana artifacts right now. So it's like she can only go up to 2. But she can draw with that, and we do just kind of get cooked because she's going to kill our Ember Heart. Gear Drake? Neat, neat. Okay. Gear Drake with weapons manufacturing, repurposing bay, like everything about this is just kind of lit. Candy Trail? Yeah. Okay, I can see the vision. Yep. Drawing cards, doing all of these things. Okay, we hit the land, but I don't know if that's going to help us out too much. That's a 3/3, so I think we just need to kill that. And then hopefully she doesn't hit anything good. Alright, sacrificing Candy Trail or the munitions. Okay, getting something that is 2 mana. Probably getting another... Ooh, yep, there's the Legion Extruder. Exactly what I was thinking about. Okay. And there's that. A little too late for us, unfortunately. I mean, that Legion Extruder is just going to start making artifacts that we cannot deal with. So I think we just need to play this and hope that we can just start swinging in for a bunch. Alright. Yeah, she makes a 3/3, deals 2 to us. And then she'll make another 3/3, deal 2 more to us. Nope, she's just sacrificing and dealing 2, drawing a card. I don't know if we can get there, because she's going to put us to 9, 7. Yeah. Oh. Oh, what are you paying? What are you paying 5 for? Oh. Oh, Cryptogen Relic. Yep. Draw a card, make a munition, sacrifice some things. Pinnacle Stargate. Neat. 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 Okay. Okay. I like it. And then there's a phantom train. And then we die. Sick. All right. So, Clarion Conquerors come on in. These Abrades do 2. Sunspine Lynx also comes in. And then we're just going to take out these Lightning Strikes. And honestly, these Twin Maws are not necessarily the greatest. And we got to make one more cut. I think I can be convinced to drop a Taurian Mauler as well, just because it is kind of slow, and it definitely gets beat by some of the cards in this Jeskai 4-color weapons manufacturing deck. Alright, we're going to be on the play. I mean, it's fine, but it's not good enough. And this hand has the same problem that we've been having the last couple matches, where it's just mono 3-drops. But again, if we can hit the right card, if we can hit our Clarion Conqueror, this deck kind of goes off. So let's go Mountain, pass. And she's just going Sacred Foundry and pass. Alright, we are definitely not getting anywhere quickly with this deck. Okay, there's the Gear Drake. I mean, Dragon, send in this Nova Hellkite. Okay, repurposing bay. And there we go. Alright. No removal spell. No removal spell. Perilous Snare is the exact thing that we didn't want to see here. Destroy that artifact. Okay, she doesn't have another one. Let's go. Oh no, oh no, oh no, not another one, not another one. Two in a row? No! Oh, that's so bad. That's absolutely terrible for us. Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna do this. Warp this in, swing for for 6, 7. I mean, we got her to 2. Okay, we got there. Do we want to run that back? Twin Mauls are so bad. Pyroclasm. Yeah, let's run it back. Let's run it back. Yikes. We had to get so lucky there. Okay. Game number 3. Hopefully. Okay, our hand has some 1 and 2 drops and an Abrade. We can keep this. She goes Spire Bluff and pass. We hit land number 3. We're passing. Or no. No. Okay. We can be fine with that. Alright. So we have hit all of our land drops that we really need at this point. I mean, if Legion Extruder hits the battlefield, We hate that spot, but I get it. Weapons manufacturing Enigma Jewel. Okay. Alright, let's start by doing this. Craft with 4 or more. Okay. Well. Interesting. What can you do here? Okay. Bargaining. Interesting. Interesting. Quite. Well, as bold as I want to be with this artifact, I think we gotta let it go. Yeah. Okay. So, Torian Mauler here could have been sick, but I think we're just gonna do this. Alright. So next turn we can deal 9, which will be kind of crazy. Another weapons manufacturing. Perilous Snare. Okay. Well. Let's destroy target artifact. Holding on to this was honestly kind of perfect. Alright, swing 6. Down to 5. We can get there in a couple different ways. Alright. Cryogen Relic has done that. And Cryogen Relic has taken this out as well. Okay, she plays another Spire Bluff. I mean... Alright. She's at 3. Outside of Perilous Snare and Duskrose Reliquary, I don't think she has any ways to, like, get rid of Screaming Nemesis that aren't damage-based. I mean, yeah, we will pump up our Mauler. I mean, she can sacrifice, deal some damage to Emberheart, get a Duskrose Reliquary. No, she just gets another Cryogen? Interesting. Okay. Sick. Alright. Well, that was a good match. I'll see you guys in match number 4. Alright, match number 4. I'm going to be on the draw, and this person has a Vivi avatar, so I can only assume that they are playing the Menace himself, themself. I can never remember. I think Vivi's a dude. God, I really need to finish playing Final Fantasy IX. Either way, we're going to be on the play. Ooh, opponent plays a Plains. They're not playing a Vivi deck. All right. Sick. They play another Plains. All right, well, let's see if we can get in with this. All right, we hit opponent down to 18. Pinnacle Starcage. Just naked Starcage right there. Well, I don't feel like this Sunspine Lynx is actually going to do much in this matchup, which really sucks. But I guess that's fine. Oh, they're blue-white? Are you a control deck opponent? Okay. Oh, you're just controlling. You had a really bad start. Cool. Day of Judgment? Sick. Cast this. To your face. Yep. Okay. Well, now this is definitely going to do some work against the control opponent. These will do squat diddly. Oh. Yeah, we're absolutely cooking this opponent. Alright. Charring Bite. Chomp. Alright, sick. So, against blue-white control. Let's bring in those other Sunspine Lynxes. Let's take all of these out and maybe bring in the Fire Magic for the inevitable... God, what's it called? The Overlord of the Mistmoors. Yeah. Yeah. Because Boiler Bilges is the red one. Hauntwoods is the green one. Flood Pits, I think, is the blue one. And, yeah, that sounds right. Oh, that sounds right. And then Baelmerk is black. Yeah. 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 Okay. Game number 2. We're on the draw. This hand's fine. Our opponent plays Meticulous Archive on 1. I mean, we got 4 lands, 3 spells. I don't want to say they're good spells. We got 3 spells, though. Alright. Okay, deck. Now I would like some non-land permanents, please. Voice of Victory. You know, I really did just say, like, yeah, I want some non-land permanents, and this is what I am given. Okay. Stock up. I mean, we're definitely just casting this and killing your thing. And swinging in for 3. Blood Farm Verge. Stock up again. Well, now it's a question of, do we Torian Mauler and just kind of hope that we can... Let's not show off the Secluded. And we'll just swing with this. Put them down to 15. And I honestly don't even want to go Nova Hellkite. I do think that if they wipe the board, we just play this Torian Mauler and give it haste. Okay. Are you going to destroy this? No. Interesting. Well, let's Nova. Kill this. Because that's 7, 8, 9. God, if we still had Monsters Rage in the format, this would have been such a scary turn for our opponent. Because it's just, okay, you tapped out. Can you kill me? And I mean, if they go for another, like, just turn where they play, use all their mana, okay, you consult the star charts, yep. That's cool. Are you gonna blow up our board? Day of Judgment. Neat. Neat, neat, neat. Yes. They should have at least swung for one. Oh. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and pump this up. Swing in for 3. Let's see, 7, 6. I've been keeping up with the control deck on land drops. Crazy work there. Okay. So I think we just name Dragon here. And we will boop boop. Alright, opponent. Blowing that up, that's cool. Alright, you can take 7, go down to 5. And opponent scoops it up. Alright, that's awesome. I'll see you guys in match number 5. Alright, so match number 5, we're going to be on the play. Mull that hand, no lands. This one's tempting. We'll put back the lightning strike. We're not playing mono red to not keep hands like this. We're basically just not playing mono red now. Okay. Yeah. Not hitting land drop number 2 there sucks. Our opponent didn't hit land drop number 2 either. Okay. One of us has to break here. Alright. Cool. I did it, opponent. I broke. Alright. Well. Oh no. Opponents still at 1 land? Or are they just waiting until second main like a good Magic player to Demonic Ruckus? Homie, what? Okay. Well, I'm not super worried about you gaining life, opponent. So, yeah. Turn 6, no land. That's wild. Okay. Pyroclasm in, Fire Magic in, Torch the Towers definitely in. Twin Maws. Twin Maws are a possibility. These Lynxes are coming out. They're not doing anything. And I think it might honestly actually be the Twin Maws. And then we just run it. We run it and we gun it. Okay, this hand curves perfectly. Opponent immediately mulligans to 6. Alright, well they go land, do nothing. Alright, are they killing our thing on our end step? Nope. But they do hit land number 2. Yeah, you hit me for 2. Behold my dragon. That's actually a bull. Anyway, your thing's dead. Bye. Bye, mouse. Bye. Later, mousy poo. Don't kill Sarkon and the Hired Claw. That would be rude. Okay, so we can either go, I think it's just Screaming Nemesis. I don't think there's a single world where we don't just play the Screaming Nemesis here and hope that they don't have fire magic. And what did they have? Okay. Well. Now we can actually go Nova for Warp and then pump a Taurian Mauler, which is kind of a sick line. Opponent's stuck on 3 lands right now. And they're probably looking at like another Fire Magic or a Pyroclasm in hand. They're just kind of cursing because that with this is just such a line. Sure. We will take that all day, opponent. Obliterating Bolt, targeting that. Yeah. Play another land. Manifold Mouse. Interesting. Well, now I definitely just feel like it's not even Nova Hellkite for its warp cost. I think it's just full on hard cast. I mean, the advantage to not warping is in the event of a charring bite. Alright, we're swinging in for 7. You're at 5, opponent. Like, charring bite only has, realistically, 2 targets. You have land, double strike, that's 6, 9, 10? But you gotta have land, and then you really just gotta tap out. Okay, so opponent's got some options, but I don't know if many of them are good in this particular instance. They gotta keep something back to block this Screaming Nemesis, or they have to kill this Nova Hellkite. And opponent just scoops it up. Sick. Alright, I'll see you guys in the wrap-up. Alright, so what do we think of this mono-red kind of pauper-ish poverty dragons list? It went 4-1 in the league, and honestly, that's kind of sick. Admittedly, it would feel really good if we could take this secluded courtyard and make it into the like Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon, but honestly, I kind of like the direction that this deck is going in. I could maybe see why Magda's good, just because, okay, ramping and everything, especially in the traditional Dragons list, being able to play Sunspine Links without hurting yourself all that much. But maybe there's an argument to be made for Emberheart. There were a couple of spots where Emberheart came in as a threat that can just get bigger. That was a really valuable spot. And as we saw against the Jeskai Weapons Manufacturing deck, Clarion Conqueror is really sick. This might be some tech that the traditional Dragons deck wants to move to. If you've got Maelstrom and you have the ability to just cast it, why not cast it? Why not play it? Given, again, you're putting yourself in a really weird spot where you have to have white mana available, but it's kind of doable. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Alright, tell me if you think this deck might have some legs, or just tell me what decks you think could be better than this besides Vivi. We all know that Vivi's good, but again, a homie needs to take a long, long walk off a very short bridge for the standard format. But don't forget, like and subscribe to the channel. Give this video a like. Give it some comments. Share it with all of your friends. We're super close to having 100 subscribers to the channel. So thank you to everyone that's been here so far. Hopefully I get to keep making good content for y'all. Maybe I'll do something good at like 100. I know the few former students that have managed to find this channel are always clamoring for me to play actual games on this channel. Maybe once we get to 100, I'll throw a poll on Twitter or somewhere and see what games y'all would want me to play as like maybe a 1 or 2 off thing. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.